Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Dudes versus Everything. As always, if you haven't already recognized who your hosts are, if you don't know who your hosts are, then you're failing behind. But if you're new to the show, we are your hosts. I am Jesus Perez, and this is my beautiful co-host, Rudy Robles. Yeah, were you taking a vape hit right there?
Yeah.
I hope everybody's been having a wonderful week so far. Today's episode comes to you in the form of yeah, exactly, just that. Yeah, just openness. Yeah, just silence. We got a few topics.
This whole podcast is just 2 hours of silence.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Turn up the volume and just be prepared to meditate.
Yeah.
All right, a good moment of silence for our fallen soldiers out there.
Yeah, speaking of fallen soldiers, did you hear about the VA disability thing?
I may have recently, but tell us about it.
Yeah, so to keep it long story short,
because we're both degenerates and soldiers for life, veterans. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So the VA secretary essentially, well, not necessarily him, but it was the CBO, which is the Congressional Budget Office. They wanted to change a certain policy where if you're making, after a certain amount of money, it's $170,000 or higher, and that is household income. That's not just soldier income.
Yeah, when I was trying to make that argument earlier with you before we recorded, I didn't think about the household part right there. So yeah, 100. You say that again? 170?
Yeah, so it's $170,000. If you are making $170,000 or more in household income, then they basically want to change this policy to where you don't get any more disability pay, and they'll just essentially just take it from you. Like you don't deserve it anymore. I think that that's kind of fucked up, because in my own head, I'm perceiving that as, well, you're not allowing these veterans to fucking shoot for the moon. Like, you're basically telling them like, just stay fucking poor. And the best fucking way I could think of is stay fucking poor. Don't make over $170,000 in household income, because if you do, then you don't deserve this money anymore. And that's kind of fucked up. And I think that, like, you paid for it in your own fucking blood, sweat, and tears to earn the disability pay. It's disability pay for a reason, because you are fucking disabled.
Right.
So I don't think that it's something that should be fucking taken away, because it's something that you actually fucking earned. It's not like, oh, I'm making this money by fucking selling fucking dildos or whatever, making this as a business fucking income. No, this is something that you fucking earned. And for the fucking CBO or the Congressional Budget Office to even consider wanting to take this away, it's just stupid.
I don't know. I can see why they would want to, and it's for saving money, right? Cutting the budget somewhere along the way, trying to recoup whatever money you can. But cutting money from veterans is probably one of the shittiest ways to collect your money back. But I can also see why they would want, or why such a big number means that you're not going to receive disability anymore. Because on one end, think about it. What are you really that disabled if you can manage to earn, like, okay, I know that it said household income, so like you yourself could probably bring in like 10K, and then whoever else is bringing money for the house could probably bring in the rest, and then that would technically be considered household income, even though you yourself are not bringing it. So I can see that part. But I think a lot of it is trying to fish out the people that aren't disabled or are trying to cheat the system or are just trying to gain a monetary, just trying to gain money. And in a way, I I'm not gonna say I'm not disabled. I'm not gonna out myself now. You know, I very much love the support that I'm receiving. If the VA is listening to this, I need your support. I you know, so like if I were to personally stop receiving my disability, it would very much affect me because like I'm nowhere near making that much money, and most of that disability income is used to like pay for housing and all of that, right?
Yeah.
But if if your household, if you're in a household that's bringing in that much money, shouldn't your household also support you? You know, shouldn't
Here's another thing though. That's not the only thing that's within this fucking little policy change that they want to enact. Another thing that
please
they're
enlighten
adding,
us?
Another thing that they're adding is that they want to end or reduce disability payments at the age of 67. So even if you're not making over 170K, they want
Once you
to
hit
end-
67, you're just not gonna,
you're
you're done. You might as well die at that point.
Exactly. And I think that that's where it matters the fucking most. Because let's say, for example, you're not making 170K, you're just like you're trying to retire. Now I'm not saying that trying to live off of the disability pay alone is a good retirement fucking like plan. That it's not. If you are listening, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would strongly advise you to not rely on your disability alone.
Right. You know, if geez, like because it's a double-edged sword. It's a because if you are disabled, like truly genuinely all the way, and can't physically, like let's take it to the extreme, because I'm sure there are some people like this and those people will be affected, but like people no arms, no legs, like I'm sorry, but like people that are nuggets, you know, like if they were to lose all their money, it would be severely affected. You know, they can't fend for themselves, right? And if all of a sudden you reach a certain age, what are you gonna do? Like, if I don't, would you even be getting a social security? Because you technically would be also, because you're at that retired age, and you're using that too. But you, hopefully, you have saved up and use some of that money and it had made investments, because I don't know. The point is, yeah, I'm agreeing with Rudy here. You shouldn't be relying only on your disability income if you have the means to, because of bullshit possibilities like this, right?
Yeah, but you also have to realize on the other side of the coin is that for some people it is their entire fucking retirement pay, because technically it's called disability pay for a reason. You are disabled and therefore can't work, can't fucking do anything for yourself. So therefore this money is extremely important for some of these people, because it just is. It's the only source of income that they can receive. So for it to be cut off at the age of 67, it's pretty fucked up. Also, sorry, I really need a burp. Another thing that's on this policy change. Oh, there's more.
Excuse you.
Is that they want to start taxing the disability pay.
Taxing the disability pay.
Taxing it. So you know how, and for those of you who don't know,
that doesn't make any sense, considering where the money comes from.
I know. So for those of you who don't know, disability pay for veterans, doesn't matter what the percentage is, it is tax-free money from the government. You don't got to pay any taxes on it. You don't even got to bring it up during your fucking when you're doing your taxes.
It's technically ghost money.
Yeah, it's technically
ghost money unless you're like trying to get a house, and most lenders or people will like acknowledge that kind of money because it's money, and it's a way they know that you're going to be able to pay it back. But for tax purposes, it's as if it's your money. Like, you earned it. It's ghost money. You don't. It's like whatever.
Yeah, I think taxing this fucking money it is also a stupid and pointless fucking thing to do, because now you're going to be receiving even less money for you to live on, especially if you're very critically fucking disabled. It's just a really fucked up fucking situation. I don't think that this is necessary at all. The secretary um, of the army, or the secretary of the VA,
Mm-hmm.
stated that you have my commitment that we won't do it. But in the end, it's not really up to him. And I fear that this could possibly fucking go through, and it's going to piss off a lot of fucking veterans if it fucking goes through.
Yeah, because if it would, it's not okay. For one, it's not like this is going to happen instantaneously. The first thing or event or first month that this would take action would be January 2024. Yeah. So it's not like it would be instantaneous either. But I feel like I don't know, up to this point, I feel like a lot of veterans have made a name for themselves. You know, a lot of them are entrepreneurs, and so yeah, I think a lot of them, not maybe a lot of them, but there's going to be a grand number of them that exceed the household limit, income limit, and they're gonna be. I think they should riot. I'm not. You know, I'm not for rioting. You know, I'm not for. You know, chaos for the most part. But I don't know, dude. I think it would be a little justified if people took to the streets and demanded, you know, their money back, or because, you know, they like we did earn it. For whatever sacrifices you went through those, and you know, you got, it's not an easy process. Like not everybody is able to get like disability income, or go, you know, not everybody's able to be a soldier to begin with. Yeah. So I think they definitely should look elsewhere, trying to save money. But
I'm pretty fucking pissed about it, because I mean, nobody fucking asks to be fucking disabled permanently.
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
Rest of their
Like
lives.
it's not like I plan like we. It's not like no one. Well, I mean, I'm gonna say it. Most people don't go into the military service hoping to leave disabled, hoping to get money. You know, it's not like life just fucking ends up, you know, shitting on you, and sometimes you end up where you end up. But it's not like, good point there. It's not like we're taking advantage of what is given to us.
Of fucking veterans, because I mean, like I said, nobody fucking asks for this, but it is at least a good fucking nice gesture to receive some type of like recompensation for the fucking things that you sacrificed in the position that you are now. Now you're fucking disabled. Now you're in a really fucked up situation, and that money assists you. It's not your fucking area to know what the veteran uses that money for. It could be for whatever. It could be for fucking their housing, for medications, for their fucking insurance. It could be for fucking strippers and blow, man. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't pertain to you. That money is their money. They earned it. Doesn't matter how they fucking use it. And I don't know. I think I'm going off on a tangent here.
No, you're making a good point. You're making a good point here. But we brought up the whole thing. Damn, it just fucking brain farted right now. Because by the way, if you watch the podcast videos, you'll notice that this one, our backgrounds are different, and Rudy's background is like a moving arcade, and I was like losing myself in there. But but bringing myself back, though, the taxes on the disability. Why? What? You know, I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not, you know, someone with reputable background in this area, but I am a person that does pay taxes, and I did serve my country, and I do know where this money comes from. It comes from taxes. Like, why are we taxing the money that we got from taxes? What sense? Because that's what it is, right? That's where it comes from eventually, right?
I mean, it's a little more complicated.
It is a little bit more complicated than that, but we all, you know, as an like all fucking like 350 million people pay taxes, and some of that money gets recycled and circulated into the VA, the Veterans Affairs, so that we can pay our veterans, our disabled people, kind of like what is it, Social Security, and how our entire lives we're paying into it. It's not like we have a fucking choice, but by the time we retire, we can take advantage of some of that money that we gave. So that's kind of like what's happening here. But why would we re-tax money that's been taxed already?
Yeah, I don't know. I personally
that
don't
part
fucking agree with this.
that part enrages me, actually, because dude, I just fucking hate taxes. Like, especially as business owners. Any business owner will know, like, they fucking hate taxes, and like I agree broke
with you. Fucking, like, I had to pay a fuck ton of taxes this year because I'm not going to go into too much specifics as to what I do, but
it's classified information.
It's not classified. It's just
it's classified to the public because it's private information.
I was a 1099 employee. I don't know if you know the difference between a 1099 employee and a W-2 employee.
Yeah, you're an independent. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, to keep a long story short, for kids who are listening who don't understand, like,
if you're a kid listening, you shouldn't be.
Yeah. Honestly, what the fuck? I mean, you know what? Good for you. You're supporting us, but at the same time, why are you listening to this?
Parental control has a lot of leniency.
Anyways, so 1099 employee, essentially, I'm probably botching it up. I don't know it word for word, but essentially it's someone who is either a contractor who is assisting a certain business, or you have your own business.
You're like an independent contractor, pretty much.
Yeah, essentially. So I was, and that's technically what I was. I was an independent contractor, and I was consulting. I was a consultant. By the way, if you land a consultant job, you will make so much money. But I was a consultant, and it didn't really hit me until like 2 months into working into that job that I was realizing, like, fuck, I'm gonna get so fucked into my taxes.
What? When were you consulting?
So I was consulting all last year. Well, not all. I think for a solid maybe 8 months, 8 to 10 months.
Like on the side?
I'll tell you about it like after, but but yeah, essentially I was a consultant.
I feel like, because okay, like, that's fine. You don't have to say on record here on the public podcast, but like, I didn't know about this, you doing it, so kind of like, was it any sex work? Can you say that much?
No. Maybe. No. I was a consultant for the company that I'm still working at now. So the way that it worked is that it was it's essentially like a temp to hire type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know how some jobs, they're like, you can work this company temporarily, and if we think that you're good for the position after 6 months of working with us, we'll go ahead and hire you full time. So it was basically that situation. But in those first months that I was working in that company, to support that company, I was a consultant to that company. So once that little contract was up, they were like, yeah, we like you. We'll go ahead and hire you full time. And I transitioned from a 1099 employee to a W-2 employee. Thing is, 1099 employees get the fucking shaft of it. I mean, unless you're fucking smart with your money and you know, like, okay, I need to put this much money aside so that when taxes come, I have enough money too. But god damn, I was finding every little thing I could to try and assist me with my taxes. And my god, like, it sucked. I paid a pretty good chunk of change for my taxes
this year, like just recently.
Yeah.
If you're able to say, like, how much did you pay?
I paid, I think, close to like 3,800 to 4,000.
Damn.
almost close to $4,000 in taxes.
Yeah, damn.
I mean, that I was talking to the other people that I work with, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like I've had to pay that before too," or like, "Yeah, like sometimes being a contractor is pretty rough." I was
Did
like,
you?
"God damn."
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure you were smart enough to. Well, I mean, hopefully, but did you save up like throughout the year, knowing that you would have a high
yeah, I did.
amount to pay?
I did. I had the money already to pay it.
It's like a light brag there. Yeah, I already had the fucking money, man. I don't fucking
brag, but like I got enough money to pay taxes. No, I
That's a real adult.
yeah, I put money to the side every month for taxes. And but yeah, it's rough. But I'm not a 1099 employee anymore. But if you're out there and you're thinking about doing some 1099 work, just know that just please save money on the side for your taxes, because when the taxes come, it's going to come.
No, and that's the same with like having a small business, dude. Like every year without except the first year between like new businesses between 2021 and like 2024, I think it was, that were formed between then, they didn't have to pay their first year's like tax voucher.
Yeah.
But every year thereafter, it's $800. And it's you cannot there's no way around it. There's no way around it, like, whatsoever. And I'm still learning about it, but I don't think, yeah, as long as you have an active business, every year you're gonna have to pay $800 and in the form of a tax voucher. And it was rough for me, just because, like, I mean, $800 is I mean, it's $800. It's $800. Fucking, it's not a little bit.
Is a lot. It's a lot of money.
But like how you were saying earlier, trying to find every little thing to fucking use as a deduction, that is so key in owning a business. No matter what or what kind of business you are, you want to be able to maximize all your deductions throughout the year. So for every little thing you do or are doing, try to connect it in a business way. Like, you know, like if you had a meeting with someone, if a conversation, or if you went over to someone's house and you talked about business, you know, like, you could get very lenient, but as long as it was business related in any form of way, you can try to deduct that. And so because I'm bringing it around, so because that VA disability ghost money, or is considered ghost money, it's not ghost money, but like with taxes it kind of is, right? So I don't like put it on there, right? So for taxes this past year or just recently, all I had on there was like my W-2 for my current job, like, which is, you know, the delivery driver. And then since I'm a single member LLC, since I'm the only one that is part of my LLC, Pacific Diamonds, by the way, who is sponsoring this episode. Anyway, sorry about that. No, sorry. So all I had was the W-2 for work, and then I got with my accountant, and the only other thing was Pacific Diamonds, right? And so since it's a single member, it's like directly connected or correlated to your taxes. So I didn't really make any sort of profit with Pacific Diamonds this past year. Like, it was mainly all, you know, building it, the website, creating samples, creating the artwork, a lot of advertising, even like gifts and like sample giveaways even. And in total, with just Pacific Diamonds that I could count out as like a deduction, it was around probably close to $12,000.
In losses or in?
So yes, so another word is a loss. So yeah. I took a loss that big, and to be more specific, in the form of credit card debt, because I use a credit card with a high limit to use all these things, because, you know, obviously I'm not going to use my own like checking account, right? You set up your own business. Anyway, business checking or credit card checking. Anyway, I was using those, and so I originally thought that whatever you I'm a fucking idiot monkey for thinking this, but I'm sure a lot of people I'm sure I'm not the only one, at least. But I thought that every dollar that you counted as a deduction, you got back.
No.
No, yeah, exactly. It's not like that at all whatsoever. No, it's solely to reduce your income, so that you get taxed less or you get money back. In no way, shape, or form are your losses or deductions coming back to you via a tax return. And so that part is like a lesson for me, but not a hard lesson, because like I'm managing financially, right? So like, it's not like I'm fucking like, oh shit, like I thought I was gonna get all this money back and now I can't pay it back. Like, no, it's being paid back. But that's something a lot of people should keep in mind. Like, you're not gonna get every fucking dollar back, but you can count every dollar against your income. So like, I think my income for this past year, it was only like, officially like around $7,000 or $8,000. So basically nothing. So given that, I did receive a return, because given that number, like I throughout the year overpaid in taxes, right? And so I got some money back, but the freaking state. Do you remember my Corolla?
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, I used to have a Toyota Corolla, and it got totaled in a car accident. I was the only one involved in the said car accident. But that Corolla was registered in California, and my accident happened in Washington. I also didn't know this, and if you don't know this, you will know now. I thought fucking the insurance handles everything, afterwards. So I thought I didn't have to, deregister the car or do anything else, right? Because I did the whole insurance claim. I did all that. I dealt with the Army. And so I was like, all right, well, fucking a loss is a loss. No more Corolla, right? Well, 2 years later, 2023, waiting and anticipating my California tax return, because now I'm back in California. I'm no longer in Washington, and it's technically, I think, my my second year with California again since the Army. But anyway, they intercepted the California government. The franchise board or tax, I think it was the franchise tax collections or something. They intercepted, and they were connected from the DMV. So like, because I never deregistered or did something specific with the DMV, I forgot what it was, but it's pretty much like deregistering your car, because you're not gonna use it anymore. Include, like, no matter if it was totaled or whatever. So I didn't do that. So the DMV on California was waiting for me to re-register my car, right? So it was like, oh, this car, hasn't been registered, so it's late. So California intercepted my fucking California tax return, because there was like $300 something from that Corolla's registration that still needed to be paid. And I called, because I was like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't had this Corolla in like 2 years now, right? Mm-hmm. Well, for you guys that are in accidents or whatever, just remember to cross the DMV and everything about the DMV with that car. Make sure there's like nothing that's going to bite you in the ass. Because I could have used that like a few $100s, But instead, they fucking, and here's how, and this just proves to you that no matter who you are or where you are, like, the government knows where you're at. Like, my fucking shit got intercepted, and I only got like $100 out of my California back. or something like that. Some bullshit like here penny change, right?
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit how they can just do that. But or how they can just levy your work wages too. You know?
Yeah, garnish your wages.
Yeah. It's bullshit. But on that topic, you brought we were gonna bring up sorry. The France.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be
France
honest,
riots.
to quite a lot of people, I'm already catching a buzz, but I don't really.
Well, no,
really...
in that case, what are you drinking?
So I'm drinking Claws. I'm drinking White Claws. I was going to be drinking some Johnny Walker tonight, but I haven't really cracked open that bottle yet, and I don't know if I want to crack it open just
you want some
yet.
Johnny? You want some Johnny in your throat?
Yeah, I want some Johnny in my throat.
Some Big John?
Some hard, cold.
Go on.
But no, I had some White Claws in my fridge, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna save the Johnny Walker for a bit, and I'm just gonna crack open some White Claws and just talk about riots.
Nice. How many are you on?
6.
6 already?
Yeah.
Fucking nice.
Ish.
I'm drinking water this time. You can't see it because of the fucking camera.
But you did take a rip.
Oh, bong rips. Oh, so for those of you watching the video, the camera is not picking it. Oh, here it is. And you can sort of see how it's like a 3 foot, like 2 feet, but it's fucking girthy, bro. Like, honestly, like like a whole little wraparound. Honestly, I think this is how girthy I am. Like, you know, it's kind of fucking insane. Honestly, not safe for work topic there. Or an intrusive.
I don't think any of our podcasts are
an intrusive thought, kind of. You know, like, you know, when
if you're
you
listening to this at work.
You know when you grip yourself, like, and like, have you ever measured in your girth, the circumference? Yeah. And you know how? Okay, so you ever just grip other phallic-looking things and see how, in comparison, they compare? Well,
no.
The handle. Oh.
That's not the first thought that comes to mind. Like, damn, that thing looks pretty fucking girthy.
You never fucking like grab a water bottle and you're like, damn, like if this was a dick, like, or mine, if this was my dick. Anyway, like the handle of this, it's a pretty close. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm about to take a bong rip while you bring up the France riots. But it is still the same Le Crown James from Cream of the Crop. I bought I was gonna say 14 ounces. That's a fuck ton. No, a half ounce, 14 grams. Yeah, and I'm just enjoying that right now. But new bong because yesterday I sadly broke my other one trying to clean it. Ironically, the fucking alcohol fell out of the so like it was in the top cabinet drawer, and I know this is totally off tangent, but I'm venting. I was trying to clean the damn thing and the alcohol fell down, and I guess I don't know my own fucking strength, and so I monkey slammed the bong on the countertop trying to catch the alcohol. But no, this new bong was $120, just so you know.
Damn.
And with that, I will take my bong hit while you bring up the France. And that does not sound like French people, but you can bring it up.
All right, so I don't know too much on the France riots. I just know that the prime minister, I think is what they call him over in France, Macron or whatever his name is, Emmanuel Macron, or the French president. My bad.
Is it the president? Because I also thought it was a prime minister.
I thought it was a prime minister too, but it's the French president. And essentially, what's going on is that he went ahead and created this new bill, which would basically just raise the retirement age from 62 to 64.
Excuse me. From 62 to 67?
4. And that was essentially enough for the entirety of France to do what France does and riot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so far, from what I can see, about 441 police officers have been injured so far, and they're calling it Black Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah, and 475 people have been arrested so far. And yeah, essentially people in France didn't like the idea that moving the retirement age from 62 to 64 was fucking viable, so people were fucking outraged. And you know what? I think it makes pretty good sense. I mean, I don't even know what the official retirement age here is. I mean, they have an official retirement age, like at 62. Well, now 64, I guess. Like you retire, like you're done. You don't have to work anymore. Whereas here, it's not really a set number. But
so according to because I wasn't also sure, and it's good to know this kind of shit because this kind of topic is also sort of a dangerous possibility here in the US. But the full retirement age is 66 if you were born from 1943 to 54, and the full retirement age increases gradually if you were born from 55 to 60 until it reaches 67. So if anyone born from 67, or sorry, for anyone born 1960 and later, the full retirement age benefits are payable at age 67. And I know that I also think, or I feel like US people, like Americans, should be outraged and try to here we go again. People trying to quote me and be like, oh, fucking Jesus Perez is over here and trying to incite riots. I'm not trying to incite a riot. I'm just trying to say, like,
for all legality
we should riot. Like,
riots at all.
What's that?
For all legality purposes, we're not trying to incite any riots. We're not telling people to go riot. We're not telling people to go overthrow the government.
Yeah, so if somehow...
I'm not trying to have any agents show up at my doorstep. But yeah.
Because there are listeners around the world, you know? We are world famous. And that, you know, there are certain people that are not all mentally there or sane, and some people can get the wrong idea. So quick disclaimer, so no one incite a riot because of me. Just keep my name out of it. If you're gonna do it, but don't say it was because of us, please. But they equal, like, they have, I think they should be outraged, France, because why wouldn't raising the age limit just mean
more work?
More work, people, more, you know, yeah, you literally have, like,
put
even
more
though
fucking days of your life into nothing but fucking work. And I think that's what it all just ends up being. It's just like, I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but have you ever just been at your job and you just thought to yourself, like, this is it, this is all it is for the rest of my life until I reach a certain age that's told by the government that I'm just going to just work just to live. And I feel like it is supposed to be an outrage, because that's not the mentality that we're supposed to have. We're supposed to have the mentality that we can work to get things that we want, not things that we fucking need.
Yeah, we should work because it's fucked up how also, I don't support communism either. We got to say that too, because, you know, because that's one of the things, or socialism, like we're just give everybody equal everything, right? Like, I mean, it works. There's certain areas that don't. um I'm losing. I'm gonna give it back to you because I just lost my thought. The
What
high
kind
is
of a
kicking
rip
in.
did you take, dude?
It was a good bull. It was a good bull.
Yeah, I feel like we should be outraged because we're not fucking just machines that could just keep working until we just don't. I think that we should be able to just work to actually enjoy life, yeah, like be able to just enjoy the things that life has to offer, to be able to see the world for what it is, and instead of seeing it as just a fucking corporate fucking ladder that we have to constantly climb every single day to try
Yeah.
and reach some sense of happiness in our lives. But once we get there, we realize that the ladder just never ends, and then we just keep trying and trying and trying and never be fully fulfilled in our lives because at a young age, we were even told, like, you have to do this to be important. You have to do this. And you have to do this. You
And
have
not
to
even
reach
that.
this
Yeah, from
amount of
even
money.
yeah, when we were kids, a lot of us were pretty much shielded or blocked from ever thinking that we could ever be millionaires, or like we were told in school from teachers or from grown-ups or from family members, like, oh, you'll never be a millionaire, you'll never be someone like so like this important, like you'll always, you'll always have to work for you. Like it was always the expectation to be a worker the rest of your life was set or trying to be implanted in us since we were children. And I think it's fucked up because we shouldn't be working the majority of our lives. We should be living
Yeah.
the majority of our lives. We should be enjoying, like, and if and if you're working, I don't know, you're a slave. You're like kind of, you might as well be a robot, you know? And I guess if you're the the elite few, it's working out for you, right? But it's completely fucked up, and almost it's a game, and it's very, it's like on the hardest difficulty too. If you weren't already like if you didn't already have, like, I'm gonna use a game reference, like a previous save game data from the back game, and have all this money, like if generational wealth wasn't in your family, like you didn't grow up rich, you're living life on the hardest difficulty.
Yep.
And it's just even harder for people at the very bottom that can't do anything about it.
Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, I totally understand why the entirety of France is in a fucking outrage, because while some people think to themselves like, oh, like it's just 2 years, that's 2 additional years of someone's life that they have to put at a fucking halt to actually just enjoy the fact that they even worked most of their fucking life, what, like a good fucking fraction of it, just to enjoy the fucking fruits of their labor. It's adding more years that you have to actually do things for others. And when I say others, I mean people at the very fucking top, the 1%, rather than thinking about yourself.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I think some people lose sight of the fact that, also some people work because they have nothing else to do. Like it's like something, like I know, older people, elderly people, some people that work because they just have to, like, not because, not financially have to, but they need to move, and that's like the only way they're able to really live. And I think I kind of feel like they wouldn't be that way if they didn't work their entire life, and it's fucked up to see. So a personal example, one of my cousins, her grandma, so her dad's mom, she is like 80 something, dude, and is still working. Like she has great skin, she's fucking wrinkly as shit, but like she takes good care of herself, but she walks extremely slow. She's strong for her age and the ability of like the average 80 something year old, right? But she's cleaning, bro. She's still cleaning at 80 something years old. And we see 80 something, and there are people that are like 20 years younger that can barely move. There I don't know. It's also like ethnicity wise, like she's like Mexican, right? So you see like more Mexicans like that are older living stronger lives versus like Caucasians. You see Caucasians start fucking their bodies start giving away like at 40, and by the time they're like 60, they just look so rough. And then there's like black people that they just don't crack. They just look great forever, or Asians. Some Asians look great they just look young forever, But I started like, I don't look like super old. I feel like I look roughly my age, being yeah.
Like if I didn't know your age, I would say you're like 32
Damn.
to 33. Yeah.
Damn, really? Dude, that's 5
like
to 6
to
years older. Damn, that's all. That's.
I think it's stress. I think it's the stress that's gotten to you. Like me, I with this
Honestly,
fucking
yeah.
get up right now, like I look fucking older than I am right now.
Honestly, you whatever. So the way you have your headphones on and the way it's like slicking your hair or holding your hair like slicked back, and because you got a new haircut, you should totally make a post about it. Like, oh, like, because I don't know. You're not saying you have to make a post or anything, but like, anyway, I was gonna say part of your head from a certain angle makes you look like a lesbian.
Like a lesbian.
but then your other profile makes so you shaved your whole face. He shaved his whole face and left his mustache, and he looked like a pedophile.
Nah, I'm trying to go for a Tom Selleck. You know who Tom Selleck is?
That's like a porn stash. Porn stash with the mullet. Yeah, with the mullet. Look
up who Tom Selleck is. Just Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. No. I'll do that. I'll do that later.
Okay. Well, that's the mustache look I'm trying to go for. I'm never gonna have a mustache like that, but my God, like that dude's mustache is amazing.
We're nearing the end of today's episode.
No, we're not. We're going to 4 hours.
Let us know if you actually want us to go that long, or actually no, go that hard. Or do you guys want to see us go live and do live streams? Question for those that seriously enjoy the content. Serious question though. Like, let us know if like you guys would enjoy some live content. It's not like a radio show or anything where like at any day or any time of the day you're going to be able to tune in. Like, we would obviously have to like set like a time, or like maybe instead of a full episode we might do like a live episode, like catch us on this. We're going to be fucking playing Halo and talking about big booty Latinas, like
big booty Latinas.
Yeah, and speaking of big booty Latinas, no, but you can't. Don't tell me. Do not tell me. It is just what it is. But why is it? Do you think that so many guys like goth big booty Latinas, and like specifically that like darker gothic, like they might not even be gothic type, or just like, you know what I'm talking about though, right?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And I feel like, sorry, I want you to answer, but I also feel like, thinking about it, maybe it's because of cartoons and how certain female characters in those cartoons were depicted, and our fucking immature kid brains were just like, oh, these fucking chicks are so fucking hot. And I don't know, let me give you an example. That Raven from Teen Titans, the Kim Possible chick, fucking and there was another there's two of those chicks in there. um, Finding Nemo.
What?
I'm just kidding. I got you. No, but why do you think that is?
I think it has to do with how the male monkey brain works. I think like our neural fucking receptors or something, like it just activates. Like it's like we receive dopamine, and I think it has to do with achieving something or trying to achieve, like
Achieve.
not achieve, but I guess trying to gain something that's just hard to obtain, because most of these women come off as very strong, like very like don't fuck with me
Masculine?
type of, not masculine, but like
Standoffish?
kind of, yes, like in a sense where like I am unobtainable and therefore you can't have me type of situation. And I think that's what clicks in our head, like even though I know it's unobtainable, I want it. It's like a
Hmm.
like I need it. I need it in my life type of situation. Maybe I'm going off
I
too far into a
need the big
tangent.
booty Latina.
I like I don't know. Maybe it's like something that like you strive for, like you want to die for, you want to go die in a European country for type shit.
This is what I'm going to war for.
It is like
I mean, back then some people did, for real.
yeah, for real, for real.
Like in
Like
Jarhead.
your grandpa probably like fought in Vietnam for a big booty goth Latina. You never know.
No, actually, my grandpa on my mom's side served. I think he served in the military at some point in the Mexican army. Yeah, and then I think my one of my aunt's husband, her husband, he, I'm not gonna say fled, but I guess he fled from Cuba. Not Cuba. Was it Cuba? Colombia? One it starts with a C. I think it's Colombia. Because I might be wrong, but he said it was like you have to, like like everybody has to, or all guys have to join, right? And like he didn't want to, and so came over here. But anyway, it's like got sidetracked.
All right. While we still have this time, I would like to talk about something that's been bothering me. So I haven't gone too far into the show yet, but I want to talk about Naruto real quick with you.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't like the fact that about 40% of the show is nothing but fucking like it's just nothing but fucking filler, dude. And it's so much filler. I don't care about filler. Like it's so fucking annoying sometimes. Like I just want to get to the fights. I want the good shit. Like Attack on Titan did it right. Like there's no filler in Attack on Titan. You literally have to watch every second of Attack on Titan, which by the way, if you haven't, as of recording of today, as of March 27, 2023, if you haven't seen the recent like Attack on Titan episode, it's so fucking good. Oh my god, dude, it is.
I haven't even finished the first one.
Dude, you gotta watch it. The next episode's gonna come out in like I think 6 more months or 8 more months. It takes a lot to make these episodes, so I don't mind. But dude, it is so good. But with like Naruto, dude, it sometimes it's mind numbing because every time I hear the
you already know it's coming.
God damn it, it's fucking filler episode. Like Naruto Uzumaki orders noodles at McDonald's at 3 a.m. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. I don't need to watch this. But I probably do, maybe. I don't know. Like, does he learn the
just
fucking
like
Rasengan at this?
like, even though it might be filler, okay, so like I watched all of it, so I think
Even the Boruto?
no, I didn't watch Boruto. No, not
All right, then you're not a
Boruto.
real fan.
No, like I just didn't. No, wait. So which one is the one with the young one?
Like the first one?
Yeah, no. Not there's not. Okay, so which one is it? There's Naruto, and then which one else is there? Boruto.
Isn't it their Naruto Shippuden? Or is
Yeah.
that
Okay.
just
So
the first
yeah,
one?
yeah. So I seen the Naruto and then Naruto Shippuden. I didn't bother with Boruto. I just didn't care for it. I haven't even seen the first episode or anything. So like I'm also like
Damn.
speaking out of like nothingness right there. I just didn't give it a chance. Anyway, I feel like some of the filler though is I don't know, it's fun. It's good. It's background and it's like cool. Like it's just fucking like stupid lore, like it's just background. And I know instead of removing it because they're adding it because obviously they just want to have more content, I feel like, but they should highlight fights, like fucking like they should highlight main events and like fucking say it, so or give us the option to just like skip purposely skip through those.
Like, trust me, I'm not that far into the show at all. Like, I watch it here and there, but I think the reason that I watch it here and there is because of the filler. Because I know that I'm probably gonna.
Well,
have
then
to
just
sit
skip the
through.
filler.
I would like to, but at the same time, I don't want to miss something that might be important. Like, I want to watch it, but at the same time, I don't.
It's like me right now watching One Piece.
Actually, One Piece is like 9% or 8% filler, so most of it is actually important.
No, yeah, but there's so many episodes.
It's like 40 something percent filler in the Naruto show, not the Naruto Shippuden. I don't know what Shippuden is, but Naruto itself is like 40 something percent.
Dude, I say just freaking finish Naruto and then just jump straight into Shippuden. I think you'll love Shippuden a lot more. Just you'll just like it a lot more. We are pretty much just about out of time now for tonight's last episode, tonight's episode, or whatever time you're watching. Let us know what you guys think of filler. Spotify has this new thing where you can like question or give feedback. Like if you have your shit updated and everything, and if you go to our podcast, and then like click on any episode, and while you're listening to it, while you're in there, I don't know about Apple Music or any other like podcast platforms. We are on every like most platform, or like pretty much all platforms, but I'm talking about Spotify specifically. They have a section where like we have a Q&A, and it's like asking you like what did you think, so there's a quick way to let us know what you thought. Otherwise, let us know on like the social media, like on our Instagram is probably going to be one of the more direct ways to get to us. Yeah, let us know what you guys thought. Yeah, you have anything else? Any last things?
I don't really got anything right now. I think we talked about most of the things that we talked about.
No, yeah. So we were gonna have an interview, or we have an interview planned, and it's a father of one of my best friends. We have that lined up probably for next week. We were gonna do it today, but he couldn't. He was going through chemo. But we have that planned for next week. Hopefully we're able to do that still. We may not, but stay tuned. So there's pretty much a sneak preview for next week, and if that doesn't happen, well then just find out when you listen what happens. But if you guys have been listening this far along, thank you as always. So yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. We'll see you guys See you dudes next time.
See you dudes when we see you.
Bye.
Bye.